Good evening. You're watching The Buck Stops here. I'm Barkha Dutt. On the program this evening, our special focus, there's a war within the government and it's over 2G. And the war is between two of the most senior ministers in this government, Pranab Mukherjee and Mr. P. Chidambaram. This after a note has surfaced sent by the Finance Ministry and approved by Pranab Mukherjee, sent to the Prime Minister's office, making the argument that Mr. Chidambaram, as Finance Minister, could have taken a different position on how he handled the telecom case and the allocation of telecom licenses. The note clearly says that Mr. Chidambaram could have stuck to his guns and insisted on an auction. The BJP and the opposition has been quick to pounce on the case. They're demanding Mr. Chidambaram's resignation. They're talking about an open dissent, an open war within the government. Is Mr. Chidambaram firmly on the back foot now? What does this say about the absence of a central authority in the government? Has it only reinforced the impression that this is a government in serious drift? Also on the program today, we'll ask, where does the buck stop and where should it stop for everything that happened in the 2G scam? Should it stop at A. Raja? Should it stop at Mr. P. Chidambaram? Should it stop at Pranab Mukherjee? Should it stop at the Prime Minister? Isn't the entire government culpable? Before we introduce our panel this evening, Arunachalam Vaidyanathan has been tracking this story. Remember, this note surfaced as part of documents submitted by Subramaniam Swamy in the Supreme Court. We'll be talking to him a little later in the program. But Vaidya, it's over to you. This, in a sense, is a political bombshell for the Congress. No surprise then that the Congress has been absolutely silent. You haven't heard a single rebuttal from the Congress all evening. Over to you for the details of this note.
Barkha, in fact, this note was submitted to the court by Subramanian Swamy at 2 o'clock. He simply said, I'm supplying the important documents. Nobody knew what the document was. A copy was given to other side also. Only at 4 o'clock when the documents came out of the courtroom, only everyone was stunned. Basically, this document goes to the chronology of events of the pricing and allotment of spectrum right from 2003. It makes 2 points very clear. First, Mr. Chidambaram could have stood firm saying that rejecting Raja's stand, the spectrum should have been auctioned and there should be more revenue for the government. Second point, it makes it also very clear, saying that both the ministers, Mr. Raja and Mr. Chidambaram, were unanimous in their decision. There was consensus. There should not be any auction. They stuck to 2001 rates. So these 2 points have been made in the document. But the important point is right now the case is going in the Supreme Court on Subramanian Swamy's petition, whether CBI should look into the alleged role by Mr. P. Chidambaram. So arguments are continuing. We'll have to wait and see what the decision of the court and whether the Supreme Court will look into this issue and direct the CBI, which is being opposed by the CBI, saying that only the trial court at the Patiala House should look into it, not the Supreme Court.
And Vaidya, how do you see this case now unfolding in the Supreme Court? Is there going to be a long drawn-out process? There are politics, of course, that underlie this entire debate. As we've been saying, an open war now between Mr. Pranab Mukherjee and Mr. Chidambaram, with Pranab Mukherjee virtually blaming Mr. Chidambaram, saying that if he had stuck to his guns, that note seen and approved by him, if he had stuck to his guns, then perhaps this scam would not have unfolded in the way that it did.
Barkha, I just wish to one point here. In the morning, I met Mr. Raja in the Patiala House courts. He was telling me that he will never apply for a bail. He will argue his case, demolish it completely, and probably he might be thinking that this document would be submitted in the afternoon. He was saying that he will prove his innocence, but he will completely demolish CBI arguments. It completely seen this document, in fact, weakens the whole case. Raja has been telling right from the beginning, saying that he has taken into confidence the Finance Minister as well as the Prime Minister. They know all of it. So this document also proves his point, which was submitted by Subramanian Swamy. In fact, CBI will be finding it very difficult to defend this document.
All right, on the program this evening, who is culpable for the 2G scam? Where does the buck stop? What does this say for a government in drift? Hasn't the impression only been reinforced that nobody knows who's actually calling the shots in this government? And what hope does a government have of fending off the opposition when the allegations that are being made against Mr. Chidambaram are coming from within the government, and that too from the office of Pranab Mukherjee? Let's get started with our debate. Let me start with Subramaniam Swamy. Mr. Swamy, you have been, of course, arguing in the Supreme Court that Mr. Chidambaram should be made and accused in the 2G scam case. The court will have the final word on that.
No, not in the Supreme Court, in the trial court.
In the trial court.
In the Supreme Court, I have asked for CBI inquiry.
That's right. You've asked for CBI inquiry, and in the trial court, you're saying Mr. Chidambaram should be one of the accused. The court will have the final word on that. But what is the import and what is the upshot of this note for you?
Well, this note is basically a historical note. It appears to have been prepared for the Prime Minister to meet questions in Parliament, I think. I have cross-checked everything that has been said in it with the documents I already have and filed in the court, and I found that it is absolutely accurate. The main thrust is that Mr. Chidambaram had a responsibility which was given by a cabinet resolution of 2003, and it was reaffirmed in 2006, that the finance minister and the telecom minister will decide the price. And they did decide the price, and the Chidambaram comes out very clearly in the documents as having all along supported this low price of 2001. Now, there are other issues also which have not been yet come out, but which is in part of my documents. Mr. Chidambaram advised Mr. Raja that he could allow, before the 3-year lock-in period, to allow these two companies who didn't deserve the license in the first place, Swan and Unitech, to sell it to two foreign companies whom the Home Ministry advisory was that they are countries which have dubious implications for our national security.
NDTV's cricket app, Android and iPhone, fastest scorecard, special analysis, and much more. Download free. ndtv.com/apps.